Alrighty. So, if I remember correctly, we left off in the kitchen of the prison
You indeed remember correctly.
after you guys took a short rest and Grungy cooked you all a very good, delicious meat pie kind of thing.
Yep.
Still vote we murder.
You had explored both hallways that uh coming out of the foyer of the prison, and they were all just prison cells in them, with the kitchen off one side and a storage room off the other side. And there was a door at each end of those hallways, where Zam had heard some dogs barking while the meal was being made.
Hungry dogs.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I think, in my opinion, I think we should go back out to the hallway. And I know Argo was talking about bringing the food with us and using it to lure prisoners out and stuff to get a jump on them.
We do have 2 pies left. Yes.
Yeah. We already kind of explored most of what we could on this downstairs level. So I think maybe we should go ahead and just head towards 9, which I assume is the stairs to the next level, and start making our way up. Because, I mean, I got those keys, but, like, I've been trying to use them, and they haven't been working, so I'm assuming those will come in more handy a little bit later on.
Yes, you got a key. All right. Yeah. All right. Yep. You have a key. You haven't figured out where it went yet.
Yeah. Because you said they were labeled the south and north wings for the prison.
Yep. So you guys are going to try and head off towards that last room?
Yep.
Might as well.
I pick up the pies and I follow.
Which
Right.
path do you guys want to take? Do you want to take like the one that's directly in the middle from 1, or do you just want to go straight to the left out of here?
Let's just take the shortest path.
Okay, so that'll be just straight to the left.
Out the room to the left?
Yep.
All right.
Me, I got my pies.
I will pull my rapier back out just to have it ready in case. As well.
Crossbow out.
So are you guys doing anything special as you approach the door, or just kind of walking up, opening it, and walking through?
I say approaching it slowly, or at least with caution.
I'll try to approach it quietly, and then do the same thing I've been doing, peer inside of it, see if there's anything on the other side.
Right. If you're gonna go up quietly, give me a stealth check.
19. And my stealth is +5, so that's a 24.
All right.
Does that work? I say sarcastically.
Well, you're gonna have to give me a second to figure that out now, aren't you? So you sneak up to the door, you open the door handle, you crack it open just a little bit so you can kind of get your eyes through,
Mm-hmm.
Give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, 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 oh. Where's my
That's not good.
perception? No, it's fucking not. That's a total of 8.
There's a lot of smells.
Just
Can't
that.
identify
That's
any of
it.
them.
Just smells, huh?
Just smells. And
Mm.
like there's some more cells built into the walls and some like manacles and stuff hanging around, but you're not seeing anything that's really of note.
Mm. I will turn back and whisper that it stinks, but I don't see anything. And then I will open the rest. I will open the door the rest of the way, and then just walk through.
All right, roll initiative.
Fuck.
Dumbass.
As the door creaks, as from you fully opening it, you see a couple of big dogs with some more prisoners behind them just all turn and look at you.
That is a 2. I
Run!
rolled a goddamn 2.
Pay
I rolled a
attention.
2 as well.
Second. Alright, we all had to roll initiative, yeah?
Yep.
Alright. 9. Cat, I'm trying to find dice to use.
Alright.
Stop.
Well then.
Eee.
Garrett would not rush, and sorry, Sam would not rush and let other people do a perception check. Jesus.
I didn't
Well,
see
no one went up there with
anything.
them, so
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, we've already discovered you have the worst senses ever for a cat.
I have pie.
One of these days, I will do a good roll on a perception check. Today will not be that day.
Today is definitely not that day. And he never learns to let somebody else try either. Yeah, we're gonna do my jellyfish dice for that. Ooh, actually, where's my jellyfish D8 or D20?
alright, so
Jellyfish.
hey guys. Quiet down, please. So there's a couple of prisoners that move up to that like corner wall that's meant to be a space in, has some manacles and stuff hanging on it.
Okay.
And they will each launch a crossbow bolt at Garrett. What is your or yeah? Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
How about an 18?
18 hits.
18 hits. Okay.
It's funny, both of them were 3 away.
You take 8 damage
Ooh.
as the crossbow bolt just catches you like right in the chest.
Was that just going to bring me down to what? Hang on. You said it was 8 damage, right?
Yes.
I think like 5, right?
That brings me down to 7.
Oof. What have we learned?
Next, a couple more of the prisoners come running around the other side, and one of them will get up to where Garrett is. And I assume an 8 will not hit.
8 will definitely not hit.
As he tries to, as he comes running at you and tries to stab you with your dagger, but the shot, you kind of spun from getting shot, and he just kind of missed you from the impact of the crossbow bolt.
Gotcha.
Next is Luna.
Hi.
Hi, what would you like to do? Actually, this is something I should have figured out beforehand. What was your marching order? Because apparently Zam was in front.
I would presume that I would be in the rear since they were doing sneaky shit,
All right.
and I have eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many were there?
There was a total of 5 prisoners and 2 big dogs.
And wait, is Argo still carrying that dude? Argo still carrying the dude?
Who were we
first,
carrying?
huh?
What dude were we carrying?
I thought we were bringing somebody with. No, we already took him back to the leader.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you have like an emblem or anything that proved he was leader, or even just what Garrett's wearing, right? What Zan was wearing? Like, why would they recognize that?
I took it. I took the studded armor, but I mean,
Yeah, they don't really. It's kind of like
prison guard
mostly
armor,
generic.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing this will probably be a different like prison gang.
Yeah. See, I already have my crossbow out, and I already loaded and all that. So, gonna hold point my crossbow towards the group and shout, "Drop your weapons!" with an intimidation check.
All right, roll an intimidation.
And that's the D20. So yeah.
Yep.
8 plus modifier, which is 5, so 13.
They just kind of laugh.
Damn it, this keeps
Damn.
happening. I got 13 last time too, I think. I'm a girl.
Because you're a mage and not all that physically imposing.
So you're getting wetty.
What else are you gonna do?
Well, crossbow's already loaded. I'm shooting at the closest guy. They got their warning.
The guy that's in melee with Garrett or Zam?
Yep.
All right. Take your shot.
That's D20, and then I got an 18. So now I gotta roll for damage, yeah?
Hold on. First high or low?
Eh?
First high or low?
What do you mean?
High or low?
Oh, sorry. Going back. It's a little late now that we started. I've got a passive perception of plus 12. Things to keep in mind for next time.
Yeah, I have passive perception too. Or yeah.
Passive perception is a little bit different though. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
high or low? You're gonna go high?
Yeah, sure.
So because you're shooting through a doorway with your friend standing in front at someone who is also in melee with your friend, there's a good chance you might hit your friend.
Yeah, you think I care?
Hey Garrett, does an 18 beat your AC?
Yep.
Roll damage, Luna.
Good. 2.
Garrett, take 2 damage as you get shot in the back by a crossbow bolt.
Ow! Fuck!
I had an 18 hit Garrett.
Because my AC is 15.
Yeah, 18 is a really good roll for to hit. There's not like they gotta be pretty tanky to avoid that sort of thing.
I mean, with it being like an 18, wouldn't that be like a more accurate shot?
It's DM choice strictly because of the situation, because we're in a narrow, confined space, shooting at a doorway.
Yeah.
Combat.
Fair.
So it's probably just that unique situation.
Yeah, that was literally about the only reason that you shot Garrett was because he's standing in the doorway and you're shooting someone that's on the other side, and it's all just very tight.
Yeah.
No,
Which is
fair enough.
why
I see Garrett is short as shit, so
In
yeah,
some
we're the same height.
in some
The
versions
Baxi
of
are
D&D, if
about
you're-
the same size as humans.
Yeah.
In some versions of D&D, if you ever fire into melee, you have to do a roll to see who you hit.
Mm-hmm.
And high and low, the higher low or even and odd is usually the preferable method because it's just a coin flip.
Gotcha.
Anyways, you see the guy at the back, give a command, and the dogs come running forward to take some snaps at Garrett since he's still in the doorway.
God damn.
A 5 will not hit.
Hell
but
no.
I
it
assume a
won't.
17 will.
17 will.
You take another 2 damage as one of these big dogs. They're like Saint Bernard guard dogs, and
Gotcha.
it just comes charging up and like chomps down on your shin.
Mhm.
Aw.
And then the guy that commanded the dogs draws a short bow, knocks an arrow, and goes to shoot it at you, Garrett, and it tings off the wall a little bit to your right.
Okay.
Now, Garrett and Grungy, what are your dexterity scores?
Oh, mine. I have +0, so Garrett will go first.
I got
Alright.
+3, yeah.
Garrett, your turn.
And quick question: can I cast healing words on myself? I would assume so because I can hear it.
I would also assume so.
Okay, because I see that the casting time is a bonus action. So, do you always have bonus actions on your turn, or does it
Move
depend
action, attack action, bonus action, reaction.
Okay, so the guy who took a slash at me that missed, I'm going to slash at him with my rapier.
All right.
I'm going to assume a 3 will not hit.
If he will not hit.
Okay. And then I will use the
How the
bonus
hell did you get a 3?
My D20 apparently does not like me today, so that is going to be set aside.
You just did your the number on the roll, not add anything. But yeah, okay.
Oh, add stuff. Yeah. That's my dexterity. So yeah, that's total of 6. Still no.
Yeah, because I was like, you should have like at least a +3, if not like a +5.
Yeah. So I'm going to assume a 6 doesn't hit.
A 6 does not hit.
Yeah. And then I'll use my bonus action for a healing word. So that's 1d4 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which I believe is charisma, and that will be a +3. So I will gain back 7 points. So I'm back up to 10. And then that will use up one of my spell slots as well.
Yep. So as you cast a spell, it just you can feel the arrow that got hit you in the chest just slowly, or the bolt that hit you in the chest just slowly start getting pushed out.
Yeah.
And it falls to the ground as the wound seals up.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not going to give them an opportunity for attack, so I will stay where I am, and then that will be my turn.
You can take a disengage action for
Okay.
your movement to, I think it's basically move 5 feet,
Half your movement.
half your movement away,
Okay.
and not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
do
the
that then.
disengage. The disengage is 5 feet, and then you can move half your movement.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll disengage and then step back, so that way I'm closer to everyone else.
You kind of get out of the doorway and are now hiding behind the wall so that the doorway is clear.
Yep, that
No
will
more
be my turn.
not getting shot in the back anymore.
Yep.
Grungy, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to. I mean, Argo's a little hesitant to be in the front after seeing that crossbow shot, but he'll go to the front of the group, and then as his action, he's going to slide the pies towards the dogs, and don his shield and sword for his action. And bonus action. Essentially, like I'm using my bonus action and action in conjunction to slide the pies towards the dogs and then pull my shit out.
Yep. All right, so the one dog seems laser focused on where Garrett went, but the other dog gets completely distracted, just starts like scarfing down the one pie.
He is a cat. The prophecy has been fulfilled.
And we're back up to the top. Where last round both guys popped off the same corner, this time each guy is going to pop off of a different corner and then both take another shot at Grungy. Or another shot at the person in the door, but will an 18 and a 20 hit?
Yes.
You will take 2 damage as each arrow just like does a grazing blow on like the inside of your elbow.
Gotcha.
The one guy that didn't get to attack with his dagger last time goes up to like almost hip check the dog that's eating the food out of the way, and then trips over the dog and falls over instead.
Idiot.
I hope he stabbed himself with a knife.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, no, that dog's not too happy with him because dogs don't like getting kicked in the side.
Sorry, Randy.
One of us. One of us.
The other one is gonna try and stab at Grungy with his dagger, and then just like hit the door frame instead.
Magnanimous.
Oh, wait, it was only the one, but yeah, that doesn't really matter. Oh, I missed that. Oops. Okay, well.
Oh, Randy, no.
And a 20 hits on you, Grungy.
Yep.
And you will take 4 damage as the dog goes to take a jump up and try and like grab at your throat with its teeth, and you end up kind of blocking it with your arm, but it still like gets a good hold on you.
Hey.
And then it's Luna's turn.
I don't care. I cast magic missile into the doorway.
Are you casting it on the doorway or on a target?
Into the doorway.
You can't really. You have to have a target for magic missile. You can't just cast it
Aw,
at
I
empty
can't
space.
target to like the roof or not the more like the ceiling, like right above them.
You
It might
could,
be-
No, it's
Wait,
left,
but
but it'll kill them. We can dig them out with the rubble. Who cares?
no, it won't damage the building enough to do anything really.
Aw, how fun.
I'm sorry, stone can take a magic missile, especially reinforced stone.
Eh. Still doing it. Still casting magic missile right at the doorway. The first person, whatever.
First person, okay. You're doing it the one of the dogs or the guy that stabbed his dagger into the doorframe.
We're going for door frame.
All right. I believe magic missile just kind of hits.
Yeah, magic missile automatically hits.
So you get 3 darts to choose where they go. Are all 3 going at the same guy?
Mm, honestly, I'd say probably go for a spread.
All right. How many missiles and where?
1 dog, 2 doorway.
All right. Roll damage for the dog. 1d4.
I gotta,
It's 1d4 per missile. So
I gotta grab 1 second. All right, I got a 4.
4 for the dog, right?
Yep.
So this and start rolling for the other 2 while I describe what happens here. So Lena would uh, make some finger motions and says some gibberish to you guys. What sounds like gibberish to you guys, and launches 3 glowing orbs. The first one shoots right between Grungy's legs and impacts the dog that's currently hanging from his arm right in the chest, and it just like burns a hole into it as it releases its grip and falls to the floor.
Dog jerky.
And the damage for the guy on the door?
Do 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 do. First roll was a 3. Second was a 4.
And the other 2 bolts shoot past Grungy on his right side, one under his arm, one right past his head, and just smack the other guy in like the chest or in the hip and the shoulder, each leaving like a decent. It's kind of like they leave a scorch mark on them. And the guy with the at the back will a 17 hit you, Grungy?
It will not.
All right, so the guy at the back shoots another arrow from his short bow, and you get your shield up in time for it to hit your shield instead of being able to hit you.
Heck yeah.
Good job.
Garrett, your turn.
Okay, that guy who fell down, he's still alive, right?
He's still alive. There is a person and a dog between you and him currently, as well as
Okay.
Grungy.
Vicious mockery. Have a nice trip. See you next fall, dumbass.
All right.
Does a 17 hit?
I think it's a resistance check for vicious
Oh.
mockery.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Forgot. That
And what is the DC?
13.
13 wisdom, I think.
Mine's saying charisma for spellcast. It just says spell save DC is 13.
Look at the spell.
Yeah.
The spell will tell you what kind of save.
Wisdom saving throw.
All right. So after you do that, you just kind of see the guy start like curling up and into like he starts like curling up into the fetal position a little bit.
Yep.
Roll your damage. 'Cause you're
2.
2.
2.
All right. You deal 2 damage to him, and now it's Grunty's turn.
All right. I am going to swing on the guy in front of me.
All right.
Do, So D20. Let's see. 17.
A 17 will hit. Yes.
Okay. And got the long sword. So. For 8 damage.
8 damage.
Yep.
And that's the same guy that Luna hit with the magic missiles. So you have a longsword, correct, Grungy?
Yep.
So yeah, you just you kind of like grab him by the shoulder, just run your sword right through him, and then let him drop and fall off of it as he falls over dead.
Cool. Sounds cool.
And then we're back to the top. As the guys that were hanging around the wall each poke out with their crossbows. Crossbows again.
They're crossbows.
And try and shoot at Grungy, and both bolts just kind of ping off the wall above the door. The one guy that was that tripped over the dog ends up getting up and moving back towards the guy with the short bow in the back. And then it is Luna's turn.
I hate when it starts with me. Loading another bolt into the crossbow. And trying another intimidation check.
All right.
Do you really want to end up like your friends?
Roll for it.
13 plus 5. 18.
And who exactly were you trying to intimidate?
The one who tripped and fell on their face. 'Cause they're already running. Maybe they convince the other ones to fucking flee.
Yeah, he kind of looks over his shoulder, and his eyes, you see his eyes grow a bit wider. And then the dog continues munching on the pie. So it is Garrett's turn.
Okay. What's in front of me now? I think there's one dog that's not eating, or no, the other dog's dead.
There's one dog eating pie. One guy with the dagger that's heading towards the back line, and one guy with a short bow in the back line, and a couple of guys hanging behind the wall with their crossbows.
What do I want to do? I guess I'll throw a vicious mockery at the dude with the short bow who keeps missing. I'll just make fun of his aim. I don't have an insult ready for that, so I'll just say that's what I'm doing.
My grandma has better aim than you. She's blind. There you go, Garrett. Put filler in there.
There you go.
Yeah, that works.
Roll your damage.
All right. That is a 3.
All right, so the stance stays the same and everything, but you can see a slight change in the look in his eye.
I heard his feelings.
Supposed to break him.
There we go. And that'll be my turn.
My God.
What does Argo do?
You know, first off, bonus action, I'm going to slide the second eye closer to the dog that's eating, chowing down. He's a good boy.
Alright.
He gets it. And then I guess I pursue. I'll go forward.
You go forward, you're going to try and get the guy that Luna intimidated? Or Lena intimidated?
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
well hold on. Hold on. The guy who tripped over the dog? No. That's them. He's on the ground. He's confused. He doesn't know where he is.
He
It might be
got
a
it.
prison.
He
So,
got
no,
up
he
and
got up,
started
he
walking
agreed.
back. Yeah, he
Oh,
got
he
walked
started
up.
to walk back?
He started to walk away from the group because he was now the only person on the front line since the other dog is distracted eating.
All right, yeah,
And
I'll
then
leave him go.
and then
If
Luna intimidated him because he was running away like a little bitch.
Yeah, I'll let him go. It's all good.
All right.
But I'm going forward towards the guy with the short bow that was ordering the dogs.
All right, so
That's
you
where
will
I'm gonna head towards.
you will get up to around the corner of the wall where the guys with the crossbows are. You'll with on the left side from the doorway.
Okay.
So you could get up there and make an attack against him, or you could try and go the other way and have cover from most of the most of the ranged people, and like kind of tuck yourself into the corner of that angled wall there.
Ah, dude, fuck it, we ball. I'm going in.
All right, Grundy's going in.
Going in. I'm gonna take a swing on the motherfucker.
All right, take a swing on the motherfucker.
All right, let's see. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. So that's for a total of 23. Do I hit him?
Yes, you will hit him.
For max damage, baby. 10 damage.
10 damage.
Yeah.
So you hit him hard enough that you can hear bones shattering underneath the impact.
Ooh.
You cut into him, but you like hit him right in the on a rib, which cocks your blade slightly, and so you smash. You just shatter that rib, and then you break a few more as the momentum, like let you smack him with the blade and like break 3 more ribs up his side.
Hell yeah. And then I'll use a bonus action. Oh no, I used it to slide the pie. We're good.
Yeah.
That's my turn. Yeah.
All right. So the one guy that you just smacked is gonna drop his crossbow and pull out a dagger and start taking some steps back to try and as he's like holding onto his side.
Attack of opportunity?
No, he's disengaging.
Okay.
You just came up and like he is on death's door, Grungy. You just like you see blood dribbling out of his mouth now, and he's like trying to fucking hold his ribs and fucking point the dagger at you so that you'll stay away from him. The other guy's gonna like spin around and try and take a shot at you, and from he just didn't have good control over his spin with the momentum, and he smacked his crossbow off the wall, and then which pulled the trigger, and it does nothing.
Seems about right. Seems about right.
The other guy, the guy that tripped over the dog and fell, is going to do his best to avoid like he's going to run away from you and like between you and the short bow person and start taking off towards the other end of the room.
Does he go close enough to me to where
No.
there would be a okay?
He-
Because
he's
I was going to have it like where it's very obvious I could do an attack if that was happening, but since he's leaving the fight, Argo wouldn't.
Yeah, no, he's after he's seen you just like almost cripple a guy with a blow, he's not getting anywhere near you.
Ooh, they're learning.
The other dog finishes off the one pie and starts nomming down on the other one that you slid closer to him. He just kind of lifts his head from the one bowl and sticks it in the other.
Hell yeah, that's a good boy.
And then it's Luna's turn.
All right. So only the one guy is retreating still, yeah?
The one guy has
He's what?
effectively
Sorry, what?
Give him a second. He's currently dying in the mic.
And air elemental's trying to choke him.
the one person is starting to run basically across the room.
Mm-hmm.
There's another person that is like on death's door trying to back away from Grungy, and then there's the dog that is distracted by the delicious food that Grungy made, and a guy with a crossbow and a short bow.
Okay.
And they are both on the far side of the wall.
Okay. Let's see. I reloaded the crossbow last round, yeah?
You reloaded and shot it last round, yeah. Oh no, you didn't shoot it.
Yeah, I didn't shoot it last round. I reloaded it and then fucking did the magic missile.
Yep.
I'm gonna follow after Argo, crossbow held up, sort of as a defensive measure sort of thing, ready to shoot if need be, sort of thing.
Yeah.
The one with the boner, wait, you said he was retreating too, yeah? Or is he still just like right there, like an
The one with the bow is still at the back of the room.
Okay. Yeah. Still just following following behind Argo as he advances on the group.
Alright. Are you gonna take a shot at the guy with the short bow, or are you just gonna walk up?
I'm just gonna keep walking. I am gonna be keeping an eye on the dog though, just to be safe, because we don't know if he's gonna be happy we gave him food and still turn on us, or if he's gonna be sort of a tame situation here.
Yeah. Also, so you know, you're now once you walk through the doorway, you're in a much more open area, and you will not you'll not be at such a risk of hitting your friends if you decide to shoot.
Yeah. Like what exact point did we come in at? Like 10, right?
As far as the exact,
Hey, crapped out.
they're still on the main floor.
Yeah,
You're
like
still
we're right here at this hallway at 9 and 10, between 9, like it's 9 going into 10, right?
no.
No,
Or what?
we're coming out from the hallway
You're
at
coming
8.
out. Yeah, like you came
Oh,
out
okay.
at the 8, went to your left, and that doorway at the end of that hall into the next room is where the fight has been taking place.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, part of the reason why Garrett or Zam didn't see anyone is because the door opened inward
Mm-hmm.
towards them, so they were all behind that wall, and he just kind of looked into the room, and they were all on the other side of the door.
Okay,
So
I thought we had gone a little bit further than I thought we were at. Okay.
you guys are if you just proceed grungy, you are about halfway between the door and the wall, where grungy is at the far corner, like the actual corner of that wall.
Okay. Because yeah, I want to be further in the room and not risk, getting grungy in this again. Because yeah, Zam's already been taken. Luckily, I didn't get him in the knee. His adventuring days are not over quite yet.
You shot me though, not him.
I know.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
what she's
said,
saying. She learned from the lesson of accidentally shooting you in the back, and is trying to avoid shooting grungy in the back now because she learned.
She's learning. Dude, well, let me tell you, this prison rat has been some major character development so far. It's great. It's wonderful. Only talked about turning people into jerky like 2 or 3 times.
oh, you
And the
guys
dog.
don't know I'm a serial killer, right? Okay.
There's only been
Right.
talking about like turning maybe 1 or 2 people into jerky and a dog.
Yeah, she did mention the dog, yeah.
I mean, in all fairness, you said it was kind of cooked when they got hit with the little, the burn through. It's like, technically.
No, I did not say it was cooked. I said that it had like a scorch mark in it from
But
the magic
still,
To
missile.
be fair,
No.
I will join Lena in this. You know, scorched steak, you get that nice char on it. It's always good.
Yeah. I won't argue that. Anyways. Hey, Lena, does a 16 hate you?
Yeah, I only have 13 for the armor thingy.
You will
Your
take
armor class.
4 points of damage as the guy with the short bow, seeing you behind the heavily armored guy with the shield in front of him, decides you're probably the easy target and shoots an arrow at you.
Bag of dicks.
It also kind of makes sense since his last arrow is still sticking out of Grungy's shield.
Yeah, down to 11 hit points, asshole.
And
Alright.
then we move on to Zam.
Okay. I'm gonna walk closer to the door, and I'm gonna, at the guy who's currently trying to run away, vicious mockery. I'd run too if I had no balls.
Are you talking about the guy that's like full on fleeing, or the guy that's just trying to back away from Grungy?
The guy's falling fleeing.
All right, yeah, because you also need line of sight, don't you?
Yep. That's why I'm moving closer.
All right, well, fuck me. My dice like ranged attacks today, apparently. Nothing else. Roll your damage.
That's
Like these
two.
guys haven't gotten these guys have not gotten better than an 8 on a save.
Yeah. That's a 2. So he's taking 2.
All right, takes another 2 damage. As you hear a bit of a whimper come from that direction. I got balls.
Doubt
In your
it.
mouth.
He cries as they sound like they haven't dropped yet.
Of course I have balls. You're mean. I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here.
And then Argo.
Argo Argo will briefly say to the man with the dagger, "Drop your weapon, and I'll tend to your wounds, and we can talk afterwards." And then he's going to move in on the guy with the short bow and take a swing.
I feel like I should classify the first one as either an intimidation or a persuasion check.
Okay.
So you may choose.
Argo would try to be persuading, not intimidating.
All right.
Like this is for your own good
Yes.
type of tone. Let's see. What do I add?
It's not a
Total of 16.
All right.
Yeah, it's
It-
just a roll plus a skill.
It's kind of the opposite of what Luna's doing, where it's not a do as I say or die. It's a this is what's going to be best for you, bud. I'll help you out.
Yeah, like the
Good
tone
call,
is more
bad
of
cop.
a put the
Yay!
weapon down and I will tend to your wounds type of deal.
1000% good cop.
Like
So-
in that type of tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Take your swing against the guy with the short bow.
All right. And that'll be for a 22. Max damage again.
Oof.
Dude,
thought
my dice love combat. Oh.
Didn't you say your max damage was 10?
Yeah, with the longsword. Yeah.
Yeah.
D8 plus 2 because I'm using it one-handed.
Eh.
Otherwise, it's 12 because it's D10 plus 2.
Yes.
Yee. It's funny. My sword is as dangerous as my hands.
Hell yeah.
So you come up to this guy and you just kind of like take a swing at him and like he's actually wearing some like leather armor and stuff, and you just cut right through it and leave a nice gouge in his chest that is now profusely bleeding.
Yes.
Then we go back up to the top, and the guy that you tried to persuade to get take himself out of the fight just kind of drops his dagger and slouches against the wall and like leans against the wall and just kind of like slouches till he's sitting down.
Good boy.
And then the other one tries to take tries to take another shot at you, and you can hear the wind as it whizzes past the bolt whizzes past the back of your head. The dog continues going nom nom nom, and then we bring up. Then it goes to Lena.
He being first.
You're not first. The enemies are first.
So.
Dog's still nomming. And the other guy took a shot at Argo and he missed.
I'm shooting guy with the short bow. Asshole. Revenge
Okay.
shot!
Okay.
Okay. Ah, shit. There you go. Oh, I got a nat 1. Because my fucking phone tipped over and. Anyway.
All right. So
Bad dice. Not
You
my
got a
phone
little-
over than 1.
in your excitement to shoot the guy that tried to that just hit you with an arrow, you raise your crossbow and try and take a pull on the trigger all in one smooth motion, but you're a little overexcited and overestimate how much effort it takes and lift the crossbow like above his head before you pull the trigger, and the shot just goes wide.
What? I blame being in shock. I got shot.
Fair. That's a good excuse.
Retaliation shot, like, ow, you son of a bitch.
You hear another door just kind of gets slammed open, and some footsteps retreating away. And then it goes to Zam.
So.
Oh.
The guy
I messed that up.
who's. Oh,
well.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy is surrendering, that one dude. So now it's pretty much the dog is focused on the food, and then there's the other guy that Grungy slashed at. That's it, right? Okay.
Short though.
Yeah.
I will walk up to him and I will try to stab him with my rapier.
All right.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit as you go to try and stab at him and catch a piece of the armor that didn't get cut through from Grungy's attack, and your rapier just kind of gets a bit of a bend.
Okay.
And you let off.
Right.
And then it's his turn, because he was actually supposed to go before you. And not really having much other options, he tries to shoot Grungy. Which does not happen. As he lifts the bow to take a shot at Grungy just kind of smacks the tip of the bow with his shield, and the shot goes wide. 1 second, please, up here. And then it is Argo's turn.
All right. Argo is going to attempt to hit him with the flat of his blade, making it non-lethal.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
A 16 will hit, yes.
Okay. And then for the damage... All right, that'll be for 7 damage.
And he will crumple under the force of that blow.
All right. Immediately, because there's no one up that's like in the fight. Everyone else is like surrendered or eating a pie, right?
Correct. There's one guy that took off through the northern door. There's the one guy slumped against the wall who's like not quite, probably suffering from internal bleeding, and then there's the dog that's finishing up the second pie.
All right, sounds good. Argo will immediately undon his sword and shield and start tending to the individual that surrendered, that's slumped.
All right. So medicine.
Let me do that. Medicine. So 16 plus 4, 20, baby.
All right. So you stabilize him, and he's not going to die from his wounds.
Sounds good. Immediately keel over.
I'll tell the other two. I'll tell Zam and Lena that I'm going to take a little time with these prisoners and the dog and figure out what to do if they want to do anything.
That's for you guys to respond to.
I actually had an idea of like pulling out like my loot or my food or whatever and just kind of playing to try and soothe the dog a little bit. So that way like he wouldn't still be angry or whatever. I mean, I know he just ate, but
Try and use your musical talents to assist in appropriating the guard dog.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Alright. So are you going to like try and befriend the guard dog, Grungy? Oh,
Yeah, not necessarily befriend, but definitely make it notice. I'm also going to tell the man, I'd rather not have to kill your dog. Because since he's the one that like was handling them and everything, I'm just gonna be like, a favor for him, a favor. I spared you. I would appreciate it if you helped me spare this dog.
This dog played in part by Jasper.
As you can already see, the sorcerer does not care. She will nuke the dog.
Neat.
Alright, so Garrett pulls out his... I'll probably need a handle animal. I think that's still a thing.
Yeah, it still
animal
is.
handling, yeah.
I'll get a +1 from Jack of all trades on that, I think. Oh, adds half my proficiency bonus rounded down.
So
For
it's
all...
a +1 right now.
Yeah, so it's +1 now. Alright. That is an 8 in total. Add into shit.
So, before we just settle with that, were you also going to try a handle animal check on that, Grungy?
Yeah.
Because what I was going to initially say was that with Garrett's musical talents, he would give you like an assist bonus. That was my initial idea.
Okay.
Before Garrett rolled, so
I'll still be
with
playing
Garrett's
regardless.
yeah,
I'll roll.
with Garrett's assistance, you get a +2 on your result.
Okay. Well, I also have 2 in animal handling.
Okay.
So I rolled 12. So with the
14,
+2
16.
from yeah.
Yep. All right. So you kind of walk up on the dog with your hand out. It comes up and sniffs, and it sniffs you for a little bit, and then you start like rubbing it behind the ear, and it sits down and starts like panting at you. So it seemed to have. You got a pretty good feeling that the dog's not going to be an issue.
Good.
Nope.
And I'll lead him back over to the handler and drag the unconscious fellow over to
The unconscious fellow is the
and
handler.
dog too. Oh, I meant the person I knocked out with the non-lethal.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
the handler.
So who's the dude that surrendered with the dagger?
He's
He was
trippy.
one. No, Trippy took off through the north end of the hall. The guy that surrendered with the dagger was one of the guys with the crossbows that was hiding behind the wall.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Okay.
he was a part of the
Gotcha.
gang, but yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, then I'll pull the unconscious guy over, all that good stuff, and I'll start tending to him as well. Obviously, disarming him in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah. And meanwhile, just petting the dog, making small talk with the other prisoner.
Is there anything
telling-
lootable?
Not really. Grungy destroyed the only real armor that any of these guys had. There's a dagger on the ground. There's a... Oh, no. The dagger left. There's a couple crossbows on the ground. Yeah, and a dagger. A few daggers. A few daggers and a couple crossbows.
What?
And then some pans.
Oopsie daisy.
You
So
could also
what?
grab a set of manacles off the fucking wall if you wanted.
No.
Nothing of interest. You guys are just gonna patch them up and make small talk and then get going, or
Probably.
Argo's gonna go for a long shot. It's gonna be
All
like
right.
if you guys, really want to avoid anything bad, not necessarily from us, like you already know. But in the long run, if you want to avoid a lot of stuff, this is an important turning point for you, and I will assist you because you saw a reason you gave up. I'll help you out in any way I can if that's what you want to do.
Look, man, I want to get back to having a life. I seen an opportunity with the jailbreak, and I just don't want to die. I want to get to have a chance to have a life again.
Jailbreak probably the best option for that then, buddy. They've been just shooting the prisoners in the head.
All right. And the other guy's still unconscious?
Yeah.
All right. Argo will use. Because we had a long rest on the camp, then we did our exploring, and then we had a short rest in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my my rechargeables have been recharged, but we did use our hit dice last campaign.
I think you did use some. I don't know if you guys used all of them. I think you each used one.
Yeah,
I know. I used both.
I've got one
You used both?
left.
I used both.
Alright.
That was the one note I was able to add with the shenanigans.
All right.
Yes.
So, yeah, you've used both grungy. Garrett has one, and I don't think Luna's used either. So she still has all of hers.
Use all what? Sorry.
Your hit dice.
Your hit dice for recovering HP during a rest or a short rest.
Oh yeah, I know. I haven't used that.
So
yeah. So I still have my abilities because I used the hit dice last session. So in order to help this reasonable fellow get a little more strength after he's been tended to, let me just send you what I'm doing real quick.
all right.
And Argo's going to turn to Zam and Lena and say like, there is something I have to do. I'll probably end up going alone because I don't want you two to be culpable or to know exactly what's going on. And I trust you two with whatever you want to do in the prison or in the interim.
How are you guys going to respond?
I'll say okay. I'll trust you with what you got to do. I won't pry if you don't want to share. So we'll hold it down and do stuff while we're waiting for you.
And like, don't take too long. We don't know what's on the next corner.
Yeah, and then Argo's gonna do something that every DM loves to hear. I'm gonna split the party with 2 NPCs that used to be hostile. Technically 3.
Yay!
Yay! So Argo's going to tell the surrendered prisoner to help him with the unconscious prisoner, bring him to the kitchen, and we'll see about what we can do for you.
All right. So he asks you hands or feet as he like starts to work himself back up the wall.
I'll grab the shoulders to carry most of the weight, so that
Yeah.
He got fucked up. Just take the ankles. You're good.
Yeah. All right. So
that we'll put that on pause so that
Yeah.
the other two can.
So Argo and the guy that you guys got to hear the audible snap of bones coming from when Argo hit him. Pick up the guy that is still unconscious and start walking out the door that you guys came in through.
And the dog.
And Argo whistles and the dog starts following after them.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Argo got something else to follow him. Bring home all the strays.
If I was playing an evil character, this would be the start of my cult.
Is this foreshadowing
He's not playing an evil character, so
that
no.
we know of?
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always evil.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I'm 100% certain I took a language you both don't know.
Anyways, what are Zam and Lena going to do from this point?
How much health does Zam have at this point?
I've got 10 of my 15.
So Zam is looking a little rough around the edges, but not like he's a little rough around the edges, a little worse for wear, but not too bad
Not
overall.
horrible. Yeah. Worst comes to worst, I could use my last hit die, although I'd rather wait to see a little bit what lies ahead, or I've still got another spell slot I can use to heal myself as well. So I got stuff I can do.
Okay.
Well, also at this point, after this
yeah.
session, well, technically on the next long rest, you guys will get to level up.
Yay.
Woo!
It's like, should we wait for Argo to get back so we're not split up for too long and get ourselves screwed over?
You
In
can
case
check
you hear
out-
calls for help or, yeah.
I wouldn't yell anything out because chances are we'll just see more enemies just coming out of the woodworks if we do that.
Yeah.
I would say we could maybe explore this, kind of back hallway a little bit. Slowly and carefully. Quietly. But I don't really know if we should really move on to the next floor. Or I mean maybe we could check out the entrance and then come back down. I don't know.
Why don't you guys ask Argo about how long he thinks he's going to be so you have an idea
Well, he's already left.
as he's walking? Well, he's walking down the hallway. You guys can yell down the hallway.
But we also shouldn't yell because now people are going to flood us. We just had this conversation.
True.
All right, so I guess first things first. We're at this bottom kind of foundation of a tower, right?
Yeah, that
Okay.
X space at the bottom of the map there.
Yeah. Do I see anything going up to the top part of it, or no?
From
up
there,
to the
no.
other side. Okay.
There is a doorway in the middle of the room on your left.
Yeah, and that leads to the next floor. Okay.
You would likely assume at this point because
Yeah, I'm
you've
assuming.
traveled through most
Yes.
of the.
Yes,
You guys went around
Zam assumes it's leading to the next floor.
Yeah, you guys went around the outside of the prison, so you have a rough idea of how big it is, and then you've gone all around the inside of the prison, and you're like, yeah, we're pretty sure this is the other end of the prison, so the only way from here is up.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would say, what do you think you want to do? Do you want to try to quietly check out the entrance to, or do you want to quietly check out 9 and see about going to the next floor?
Yeah, actually, we should make sure the rest of this open area, like, is the rest of the open area, like, completely clear?
Perception
We
check.
should make sure the room is clear of any sort of threat before we try to go to that door.
Perception check.
It's a D20, yeah?
Yes.
I'll make one too.
Nat 20, baby!
I don't have
Do you
to
need to
make
go
one.
pee?
Plus a
Okay.
1 for my.
Well, no, you said you were going to make one, so make one. You don't get to back out because someone made a better roll.
Not one.
So,
Oh, dang.
I'm switching
Zam-
to my last D20 from this set.
so Lena suggests taking a look around the room, and Garrett or Zam, like, immediately starts hacking up a hairball while he's like trying to clean earwax out of his ear. But Lena takes a look around the room, and it looks clear. You're not really finding anything of note. What are you two going to do from here? Room is clear.
All right,
With the room being clear, I vote we quietly go up to the door.
Yeah.
With Lena grumbling something about having better perception than a fucking cat. And cats having hairballs and being gross and, just grumbling under her breath.
That's
Hoping
fair.
the damn cats at least hear that.
Bitching and moaning while she's trying to be sneaky. Okay.
Yeah.
Grumbling as we get into position, please.
I will quietly sneak up to the door, try to peer through it just like I did before.
Roll me a stealth. You're gonna be quiet.
Fuck me!
I'd roll a stealth too.
You said you were gonna be quiet while you were doing it, so yes.
7.
Okay, I find it. Okay, I get a +3. And it's a 20 again, so yeah?
Yep.
You got 17 plus 3 for 20? Yeah.
I got a total of 11.
Oh,
Hey,
11?
7-Eleven.
Okay.
We got a gas station.
So Garrett walks up to the door and like trips slightly and like almost shoulder checks the door as he's trying to catch himself. But he opens up the door and looks through and sees stairs going up. Then after watching Zam like shoulder check the door, Lena will push past him and go up the stairs to look through the next doorway. And yes, you guys were correct. 9 leads to 10. So you open up that door a little bit, and you just see a T intersection with a closed door on the opposite side, and it looks like more cells down either hallway. And I assume Zam is going to follow Lena up.
Yep. I will.
Okay, so now we're at 10.
Yes.
Yes, now you guys are at 10.
Okay. Should we go and check 11 without Argo, or should we try to sneak around?
So you guys know 11 isn't
fire?
actually there. 11 is going to be something else that happens on this floor around, but
11's
wait,
not
what?
there right now. Okay.
11 is not actually. 11 is kind of an event that happens that I'm repositioning to once you guys get in there and start doing around. It'll still happen, just
Not
it's
yet.
nothing to inspect right now.
So yeah, basically the whole just go around and look at the other room sort of thing is possible.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm just not sure. Looking at the map, here, I'm not sure that there's really going to be anything of interest in any of those rooms that aren't labeled. I mean, most of them being cells, so they're going to be empty anyway, outside of maybe like a bunk or something. Maybe a bucket for, the toilet, but...
So that's a fair bit. Some prisoners get or have contraband and shit like that. Yeah, you'd think they'd take it with them, but the ones who didn't make it out, they died with those secrets.
So you're gonna start inspecting the different cells.
Sure.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna go left or right?
I'll leave that up to you.
I mean, there is more to the left immediately. And if we run into trouble on the left, we can just escape easily, relatively fast.
You can go run crying back to Argo.
Yep.
Nope, tripping the cat and fling. He can die. So, to the left, to the left. Let's see. We check the one lone room off to it on its own.
Off to turn left and left again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Peek.
So yes, you guys head into that storage room. Are you guys going to be doing this sneaky or what?
I'll fucking
You never
try.
stop being sneaky. I don't trust the blunder fucking cat.
Well, roll new stealth checks.
9.
I quit.
I got a 12.
9.
All right, so you guys open the. You guys go through the door, and you're meted with a room that's full of a bunch of different crates and barrels and that sort of thing.
I would like to see if I can open one of the crates or barrels and see what's inside.
Are we alone in the room?
Roll a perception check.
15 net plus 1, so 16.
You see what looks like it could be someone's hair poking up from behind a barrel. Not a whole lot of it, and you're not entirely sure, but it seems like hair behind a barrel.
Gonna raise and load my crossbow, slowly advancing on it, saying hello? Anybody here?
Wait, you guys aren't some of the prisoners?
Nope.
Who are you?
Fuck, man. I'm one of the guards. I've been hiding out here since not since it exactly happened, but since the prisoners took control of the prison. I haven't been able to get past the squad of guys I had downstairs, and there's more guys in the main room up here. I don't know what fucking craziness has been going on. The warden seemed to have let all these guys out, and then it was just a fucking riot.
How do we trust you?
He does seem to be wearing guard clothes and is relatively well kept, and he doesn't really fit with the prisoner stereotype.
Okay.
And the fact that he didn't attack you right away.
Fair.
He was kind of
wait,
hiding.
I have a question.
Yes.
With us doing this creature hunt, we know what creature we are hunting in game, just not, or we know what it is in character,
have-
right?
Your characters know what it is called.
Okay. But we don't know what it can do or anything.
What are your knowledge skills?
Knowledge. Where are you?
I don't see a knowledge. Do you mean wisdom or intelligence?
Yeah.
It would end up being one of those, but underneath your skills, there should be a section that, like, you should have one that says knowledge, and you might be able to add more into.
That's not in 5th edition.
Oh,
They
it's
dumbed
not?
it down. Yeah, they dumbed it down.
Oh, fuck.
We've got insight. Probably insight. That's it.
It would
Yeah.
it would largely be for this specific kind of monster. It would be something along the lines of like Arcana,
Yeah,
history.
yeah. Arcana,
I-
history, or nature.
I get a +2 in Arcana and History.
You can choose one of them and make a roll.
I got a
Whichever-
+3 on Arcana.
Yeah, whichever. You can choose one of them. Tell me which one you're choosing and then make your roll in the result.
All right, do you want to roll first, Garrett?
Yeah, I'll take the roll for Arcana. I rolled a 5 +3 is 8. I'm retiring all d20s from these sets,
Somebody put the cat
and
down.
I will wait for Kirby to tell me what I did not figure out before I get my last d20.
So you know you are hunting what Lady Erebeth called a intellect devourer.
Fair enough.
Good job.
Yep. Awesome. Cool.
Okay, and then with mine, see how I do. 17 +2, so a 19.
With which skill?
Arcana.
Arcana. So I'm actually gonna have to go fucking pull this up. I was not anticipating having to do this.
I mean, the history will make it easier. We can.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go grab the
They're
other
able to
dice.
do the same book too.
Well, I want
I
to
don't
give
even
you
have to
some
put this
action,
on.
some of
I
the
don't even have to take this off.
appropriate lore for what's going on here. So, after stopping to think about what you were told you're hunting, you actually were able to kind of recall some of the teachings. There's something you had overheard at in the past at the Adventures College. You got to see a picture of one of these in one of the books, and it is a small little quadruped type creature that doesn't have a head. It just kind of has a large, moist brain with 4 short clawed legs that come out of the sides of it. They are thought by some to be invaders from another dimension or planet, and yeah, they are incapable of experiencing emotions, and they don't really partake in much of the sin, like they don't display an can't think of the fucking word. An aptitude towards any of the 7 deadly sins.
Hmm.
They're at least in the traditional sense, not in their base form. They are forced to steal the bodies of others in order to indulge in their gluttony, lust, or cruelty. There have been some stories of entire cities of these creatures deep underground where the host bodies are worn like clothes to just huge, weird orgies or feasts where they eat some really vile food.
So essentially,
Yeah.
Lena being Lena is a complete fucking nerd and is sticking to her actual lore and has the knowledge of what the fuck we're facing, turns to Sam and says, "Hey, how much you bet the creature we're looking for is somewhere in the prison? Warden was the victim."
I would assume so.
Is it a victim or is it its current skin suit? Because
Well,
that's a little more appropriate. Because a victim, yes, but the the intellect of error is effectively wearing a person as a skin suit,
knowing
and that's how they.
exactly what we're up against, we definitely need to get back to Argo, and we should take this guard with us
Yeah, we can. He can definitely
and
go.
reunite, and he can help with the other people we have rescued.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
join the other people we've rescued, rather. Blah, blah, blah. Wording.
Wait,
Uh,
you've actually
guards,
been
is
rescuing
there
some.
anything of use that we can take from this room?
No, this is mostly like extra linens, or there are some preserved foods and stuff in the storerooms, but there's nothing really useful for adventures. Most of that was in the armory out behind the prison.
And there wasn't
Aside from
useful
the
stuff
main
there for
room,
us.
do you know of any other prisoners that are in these outer cells, or any other guards hidden amongst the cells?
I have seen some patrols in the area, and like they, from this point is where the prisoners have a much better lockdown of the prison, and they actually have some patrols out in the halls and that sort of thing.
All right, then we definitely cannot linger here for too long, especially carrying anybody injured or loud or, clumsy back here. We need to definitely
I-
regroup and figure out a strategy for what we are about to take on.
Luna, hello.
Hello.
You're lucky because you're trying to talk about being quiet and not drawing attention as you raise your voice to yell at your party member.
Yep.
But it does not seem like any of the people that could be patrolling the hallways, as you were just informed, overheard you.
I mean, in all fairness, we had already seen down that hallway and there was nobody there at that point. My perception
Patrolling.
was really good. So patrolling can be slow because they have a lot of cells on each side to check. We are in a lesser area. Probably could hear prisoners coming. They're probably not that great at stealth. They're just doing patrol. Probably just going around banging on shit and being loud and stupid. They're prisoners, not soldiers.
Yeah, but also been distracted by what's going on by your conversation here, so you're not sure, you don't know what's going on outside the room.
Well, I will step back towards the door and kind of try to stick my head out so that way I know if it's clear. And then I'll suggest quietly that we should probably get going and head downstairs before a patrol shows up. Assuming I
All
don't
right.
see anything.
So you're gonna go open the door and take a look?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll need a
Quietly.
perception then. I'll need a perception and a stealth.
7 plus 2 on perception is 9. Stealth. 9 plus 5 is 14.
So you don't see anything, but you can tell that you're actually moving relatively quietly this time. At least a bit more than you're not making any extra noise while trying to be quiet this time.
Yeah.
I vote to do the same, just because I at this point I don't trust the cat.
All right. So the two rolls. Tell me what roll and what's the result.
Gotta pull my thing back up. My screen died out on me. Okay. I gotta do perception first, right?
Yeah. Well, either way, just whichever one.
I got a 10 on perception.
All right.
And 8.
By
Where'd
the
it
way,
go?
I brought out 3 new sets of dice.
2 and 11 on stealth as well.
Yes, you guys end up sneaking back around the corner and down the
Down the
and down back
stairs.
the stairs to the cafeteria, where on your way to the cafeteria, in one of the cells in that hallway, you notice the guy that had the short bow locked up and unconscious again with like a little bucket of water and a plate of food beside him. And you walk
Grungy
into the
made more
cafeteria.
food.
Actually,
No,
Argo's
it's
pretty
not. It's not like cooked food. It's just like some salted jerky and bread, stuff that can sit out and isn't gonna rot
Preserved.
or
Gotcha.
go bad. You walk into the cafeteria and it is empty.
I said, well, Argo's not where we thought he'd be. I'm going to assume that maybe he took the other guy out of the prison and maybe let him go because he's talking about wanting to live and stuff. I don't know. But I think maybe we should wait for him before we continue now that we know that there's patrols and stuff.
I mean, we could probably poke the guy in the cell, see if he'll wake up, or is he just like completely out of it?
I mean, he's not going to
You're not
know.
sure, but
He's not going to know regardless. Unless
Eh.
I'm assuming that he's still knocked out from the fight. I'm assuming that he didn't wake up and try to start fighting Argo again after the beatdown that he gave him during the fight. That'd be stupid.
Well, I tried to find information out of him while we waited for Argo to get back.
Good, he's tied up, right?
I mean, he's in a cell. He's a stationary target, and I have, I don't know, I want to say 19 crossbow bolts left.
I'd say that as for the guard, he could probably just go if he wants. Or we could even escort him back to the camp.
Yeah, that's a bit far without knowing exactly what's going to be between us and the camp.
Well, there shouldn't be anything. The only things at this point that should be around are going to be in the second level and higher for the prison. Because we cleared everything we cleared everything in the town earlier.
yeah, basically.
Well, there being words of patrol and all that, it's like, what if the patrols have just been behind us? What if we have just been having amazing luck as we have traversed all this, and we've just barely missed the patrols, and they're coming up behind us? And I saw that look on your face for half a second.
I did too. I will ask the prison guard, what he knows about the patrols and everything. Where are they? To the best of his knowledge.
Sorry.
You're good.
Asking the guard what is
What he knows to the best of his knowledge about the patrols and where they are. Like whether you heard him talking about
timing,
it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What range they go out in.
He says he's mostly been hiding from him, but to the best of his knowledge, there's 2 or 3 that seem to patrol the floor that he was on, with some more tougher guys on the floor above that, and then the warden's office is above that. yeah, he doesn't. He can't really give you much in the way of information on what they're carrying or anything, because after watching the prisoners get a hold of a couple of the guards and effectively just start ripping them limb from limb, he was like, "I'm gonna not deal with any of that," and has been trying to wait for an opportunity to get the fuck out since.
Okay. Yeah, then I think either we should just let him find his way back to the camp, or we should escort him there. I mean, either way, it'll be safe, but if we escort him there, it'll give us a chance to hopefully run into Argo.
All right.
So we can fill him in on the situation. I don't know. If you're agreeable to that, we know we can do that. If you'd rather stay and wait, we can stay and wait. Either's fine with me. We can take a short rest here if you want to rest here.
I vote we take the short rest here to give Argo time to come back in case he has, wandered off to find an infirmary, or is double checking to see if there's anything we missed, or even if he followed up behind us and just took a right, give him time to circle back.
Okay. And
while
what do you
also
want?
listening out the door for any sounds of Argo and or patrolling.
Okay. And what do you want to do with the guard? You just want to send him on his way? Because he doesn't want to be here anymore. He's not really going to help us, I don't think.
Yeah, he's not going to be much.
He's just eager to fucking leave.
He doesn't have any more information for us that we probably couldn't beat out of the guy in the cell.
Yeah. Honestly, it'd be easier to interrogate the other guy for information about the patrols, I think. Because I'm sure he was part of all that.
Are there any prisoner clothes lying around in any of the cells or here in the cafeteria or anything?
No, there's no clothes lying around.
Darn. Suggest that to the prison or to the guard. Just in case he happens to encounter another prisoner out there that doesn't have to recognize he's a guard. Have the clothes switch, because soldiers would probably know the guards.
Maybe.
At least it's an assumption.
I mean, he's already
kind of dressed up in his guard uniform or something.
He's already kind of dressed up in his guard's uniform. He never got out of it. He's just been hunkered down inside of it. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying, while he's traversing the prison and everything getting out to what's already been cleared, if you can find a prison outfit to wear until he gets to that point so he can blend in anything he happens to come against, because as he has said before, guards have been dragged and attacked and yada yada yada.
We could escort him just to the gate.
We could.
And then then he's on his fucking way, and then we can go back
on his own and give that suggestion if he wants to do it on his own, or if he wants us to escort him into a more open area so we can run towards safety.
Yeah.
Ask him which he would prefer, sort of thing. That work?
Yeah.
So what does the guard want us to do? Does he want us to escort him out to the door, or does he just want to go out on his own at this point?
Well, he asked you guys if you're sure you've cleared, like, all the prisoners and stuff from this floor, and
to our knowledge, yes.
Yeah, we're pretty sure. We haven't seen anyone except for the batch of enemies that was right before that door leading up, and we checked everywhere down here.
And we have another companion somewhere on this floor, hopefully.
So yeah,
he'll be a big dude in armor.
With you guys being relatively confident, I think I can make my way out of here.
Okay.
Good luck, buddy.
There's a camp that leads. There's a camp in front of the gate that leads to the main town. I'm sure that there's a sergeant there. He's kind of taking charge of the camp. I'm sure you'll find whatever help you need over there. So just stay safe. Everything's gonna be clear outside, and good luck.
I do want to check before we let this guy out on his own, though, just to be safe that there are no patrols coming through, just in case somebody did hear us. and decide to follow.
You can go double check.
Yep.
Like behind you.
Like, I want to check outside the cafeteria doors. I want to check that hallway on both ways before we let the guard out on his own to make sure there's nothing coming before, so we don't just send him out to certain death.
All right. Roll perception.
19 plus, I think it's just one. Gotta load this back up. So 20.
Yep. Everything looks clear.
All right, good luck, buddy. It seems to be clear. Run.
And he takes off.
All right, shut the door. I also want to do perception check. Or I already did the perception check. Did I also see Argo or hear Argo anywhere? Did I hear anything coming at all?
At that moment, no.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we
Alright,
should probably
so-
just go ahead and start our short rest.
Yep, start a short rest with Zam. Don't hear anything coming. No sign of Argo as of quite yet. So
I'm
be in the clear.
going to use my last hit die because, while 10 is okay if my max is 15, I don't want to take many chances, especially how messed up I got that last fight. I rolled a 3, so I'm back up to 13.
Yes. Are
Okay.
you going to use a hit dice to heal Luna?
Yeah. Gotta get to where that is in here. Where are you? Oh, there, it's right there. Oh, it's a 1d6. Yeah?
What's your hit dice? The D6?
Yeah, it says hit dice,
Yep.
1d6.
Then yes, you should roll 1d6 and then you recover that much HP.
Mm,
Or is it that much plus your Constitution modifier? Because I think you get your Constitution modifier on that roll, don't you?
Grungy?
Is that both of us or just her?
On what?
Maybe both of you. Short rest HP roll, is it the die plus your Constitution modifier per die, or just the die?
I believe it's just a die.
Okay.
Okay. So 1d6 and what I get is what I heal?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
5. So I am back to full health.
Yes.
Yay. Kitty cat day. Go hang out with the boys.
As you come wandering back towards the prison, you see the back of what looks like one of the, like someone in the prison guard. You see the back of a prison guard outfit running down the ramp towards the district entrance. Do not know why that was so hard to say. Are you just going to continue wandering back towards the prison now, Argo?
Yep.
All right. So you go back to the prison, follow your steps, and you can hear Zam and Lena shooting the shit as they're resting in the cafeteria.
Sounds good.
You're just gonna go join them for the short rest?
I
Alright.
mean, I can't get anything from it, but yeah, I'll hang out. I'm good.
Alright, so you guys hang out for a bit of an hour, shooting the shit, relaxing. You get all your HP back and stuff, and now what are you gonna do?
Hey, Argo, where'd you wander off to? We found a guard and released him.
Oh, you know.
Fair enough. Okay.
We need to sit here and fill grungy on what we found out.
Yeah. So
we found out information about patrols. The guard couldn't exactly give us exact times or anything like that, but he did give us a bit of I guess a bit of an image to look forward to. Our situation does not look good.
Oh.
We are running on the assumption that the creature we are after is a mind flayer, and it has taken the warden and has caused all of this.
Not a mind flayer.
Intellect
A what?
devour.
Oh, a what?
What's it called?
Intellect
An
devour.
intellect devourer.
Yeah.
Intellectual hour. Yeah, sorry.
There is a big difference. And,
Sorry, I
Major
knew it. I
difference.
wasn't gonna know which one it was.
well, I'm going to throw some higher level freaky monsters at you. And intellect
That is
devourer is
not
not
one of them. Or no, mind flayer is not one of them.
My player is
Mind
not one of
flayer.
them.
Yeah.
My player is not one of them. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was looking at Random Beast the other day, and then my brain just sorry. Anyway, filling in Argo, everything we found out, we think it's a good idea to try to question the guy that's in the cell already to see
Unless
if he
you
has
already-
any bonus information.
Unless
when he
Argo
wakes up.
already did.
He's unreasonable, that one.
He's what?
He's unreasonable, that one.
Yeah, a wee bit.
Which leads me to believe that Argo tried questioning him, couldn't get answers, and knocked him the fuck out again.
Oh, he's awake and like fucking just could. He woke up like 3/4 of the way through your short rest and just started like yelling and cursing and shit, but didn't draw any attention.
It's like, I bet we try to pry information out of him. I will break fingers. I will gouge out eyeballs. I do not care. We're in a cafeteria. I'm sure there's a spoon I can use.
So are you gonna go and torture this guy to try and get information out of him? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't think we're gonna start with torture. God. Gotta
Well,
use
good.
an insulin.
Grunge, you already did a bunch of the tried to question him and stuff already, so
I don't know how Argo would feel about it because this is essentially like a small rebellion by very unreasonable people, and he's exceedingly unreasonable. So I don't think he would partake in it, but I can't say for certain that Argo would, especially with the brief conversation they had. I don't think he would intervene because like he told him what like is going on essentially, and he made his choice.
right?
Like
I-
he chose death type of a deal.
Alright, still paranoid of possible patrolling. Checking out the door to see if there's anything coming before we go and poke at this asshole. Granted,
Roll me.
he's already
roll me
yelling, so
perception.
honestly, it's not going to hear very much. What am I thinking? Loudmouth. But he is being quite loud. We need to see if anything's fucking coming. Alright, there you are, D20. Went a 4 plus 1. I got a 5 on perception. Oof, I'm pulling a fucking Zan here. Anyway,
You see nothing.
Birds, which is weird for the inside of a prison.
yeah.
You don't hear him yelling, but you hear his echoes from like the opposite end of the wall from where the hall from where he is. Like the echoes are going all the way around the floor, and that's how you hear them.
Like, oh, I don't see anything, so hey buddy, shut up. How do we know they're not gonna sit here and kill you thinking you squealed with all your fucking bitching? They don't know if you're trustworthy still, buddy. Are you really gonna draw attention to yourself?
Fuck you, ain't telling you guys shit. Help! Get me out of here!
You do realize you're in a tiny little box and I have all these arrows to put into your body, right?
Fucking do it then. Get me out of here!
I cast Ray of Frost at his feet on the stone floor.
Okay. Make your your ranged touch attack? Your ranged spell attack?
Yep. Spell attack bonus is +5, so 9.
Alright, so you hit the metal bars of the door, and he lets go before his skin freezes to it. It's like,
That
the
works.
fuck was that? Can't even cast spells right, can ya? Get me out of here!
I would like to come in and butt in and try to do the whole, good cop thing and try to, convince him to just talk to us.
All right.
Is that a persuasion check?
How try? Yeah, how are you gonna try and persuade him to be reasonable and talk with you?
First of all, just gonna ask him to stop yelling. And second of all, I'll say that we don't want to hurt him. We'd rather not have to go the torture route. And we just want to ask him some simple questions. Just about
Fuck
what...
you! I ain't telling you shit. You don't got no balls.
My, have you been neutered? Oh, that's right. I can't cast vicious mockery.
No, but I can.
You cast it on yourself.
No.
It's a good thing he can't cast vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Or else Garrett might have been having to make a save there. So what are you guys gonna do? Also, is Argo just like standing in the doorway with his arms crossed right now, watching these guys do all the same shit that he already did?
I think Argo's just gonna be going through the larder again.
Nah, back to making food.
You know, just picking up some choice morsels. You know, looking for some good tubers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll do the vicious
this.
mockery. I'll say at least I'm not the one stuck in a cage. Or, no, I'll do the other thing I said that I wanted to type into the chat the other day. I'll say, if you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mom's teeth. That's what I'll say.
He's just gonna like stare at you fucking dead face and be like, "That's the best you got."
No damage.
Fuck man, get some new material. You ballless bitch. What are you guys gonna do?
Hey, Argo, how long does it take the average person to starve?
Well, if they have enough water, it's like 30 days.
Oh, no, he's not getting water either.
Well, I gave him a bucket.
And knock the bucket over with my rapier.
Bucket's too far into the room for you to knock over with your rapier.
Aw.
And even if you were to try, you'd be like shoving your arm and rapier through the metal grate out like up to your shoulder in order to try and do it, and he's right on the other side. Does that seem wise, Garrett?
How much water
Hey,
did you have? In the
there's
bucket?
these iron bars that I'm gonna stick my joint through so that you can snap it, and then I'm going to give you a weapon. Does that seem wise?
Like how much in provisions was he given here?
Enough to be comfortable for a day or two.
Yeah.
A day or two.
I mean, if he's sparingly with the water, he's good for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the trail of bodies we've been leaving behind, who's going to find him in that time? He really needs to conserve all this and hope we come back now, doesn't he?
Fuck you.
That's not somebody who wants to be rescued, now is it?
Not by you.
So you've chosen death.
Sounds like
Fucking
he has.
do it. You ain't got no balls.
Well, obviously, I'm a woman, if you even know what the fuck that is.
Argo will come back with some choice tubers and toss one to the prisoner. Actually putting his arm through the grate because Argo does not fear this individual at all. To toss it towards him and be like, just another little snack. And then we'll start eating a tuber as well.
Alright, so you toss it to him and it lands on the ground from him, and he just kind of looks at it, like puts his foot in front of it and scoots it, like kicks back so it goes towards the rest of his provisions along the back wall.
See? I told you he's unreasonable. This mayfly won't cooperate.
How big is this cell?
It's about 10 by 10.
I mean,
By
I'm
the way,
really considering being
going
an
with the
asshole
turret
here
now.
and casting bonfire in the center of the room.
What is there to burn? There's nothing to burn in the center of the room. You can't just cast bonfire on fucking stone.
There's a
Just
bucket in
a-
the room.
a metal
Full of
bucket
water. Yeah.
full
Oh, I
of
thought
water.
that
Water.
wasn't metal.
No, I just said it was a bucket.
Man,
Yeah,
Luna,
one would assume would be a wooden bucket in these times, not a metal one.
Can I use
Man,
Mage
No,
Hand
it'd
to
be
knock the bucket
metal one.
over?
Lena is going to be a real fucking menace if they ever get Fireball.
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out how to torture him in ways that I can, okay? I was
don't
going to try
have
to
to.
freeze him out, and I missed.
Nah, he
This
being a
poor
bitch.
bastard's probably going to be killed by the guards for rioting. He had a choice. Oh, by the way, what was the name of that guy? Yeah, the one that actually, wanted to live.
Oh, Rudy.
Hmm. Well, he's got his new chance on life, and you chose this. I am truly sorry for your poor decision. And then he'll toss one more tuber and then finish munching on one and be like, shall we continue?
Yeah, we
Might
need to
as
figure
well.
out these controls. If this asshole's not going to help, I guess we do it the old-fashioned way now, don't we?
I still want to use Mage Hand to knock his bucket over if I can.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, then I'm going to do that. He doesn't get water. Fuck him.
Now I got a place to shit.
I used Mage Hand to put the bucket on his head.
Okay.
Okay, shithead.
So, are we going to continue deeper into the prison, or are you going to continue to sit here and fuck with this locked up prisoner?
I mean, I'm having fun.
I think we should
I
just
can tell.
continue. We got about 45 minutes left.
Yeah, half hour, 45 minutes. Actually, now might be one of the better times to call it. Because
Yeah, you know what?
Okay.
Why don't we?
when
why
we
don't
get into the
go
next
back
room, it's
to
going to be a few, probably a couple, there's a couple patrols and then a few other things going on. So, if
Wait,
we
Wait,
get
before
into
we
any
end
of
it, can
that,
I shoot
it's
an arrow
likely.
at this asshole?
Yes, you can shoot an arrow at this asshole if you want.
Yay!
Also, just wanted to propose.
Nat 20, motherfucker!
Damn.
All right. We'll deal with that after I hear Gunji's proposal.
Aw.
Wanted to propose that we close this session out by going back to the camp and taking a long rest so we have everything back.
I agree with that.
Agree after I shoot this asshole and tell him how to have fun fucking screaming for the next day.
Me?
All right, well, you shot him with a nat 20, so roll your damage twice.
1. God damn it, 1.
So you shoot him in the knee.
Good!
Oh,
Scream,
they're gonna call him
motherfucker!
Kirby.
Your adventuring days are over!
Oh, they're gonna
I'll
call him
accept that
Kirby.
1. I will 1,000,000% accept that fucking 1. He can scream and I can use his kneecaps fucking gone.
And on top, another bonus to the whole going back to the encampment to take a long rest is that you need a long rest to level up, which
Yep.
you guys are gonna
Yeah,
have.
Friday! Woo!
Level 3! Or just level 4?
Before we
Level 3.
leave,
Oh, there you go.
I'm gonna taunt him again. And I'm gonna call him Eileen. Because now he can't stand upright. As he has the arrow in the knee.
He spits in your face.
See you later,
He ru-
Skyrim.
he somehow like he does a big he takes a big inhale while he's like holding on his knee, and then you see him like doing some calculations in his head, and then it just and it flies 15 feet to smack you right in the face.
Aw.
My God.
I think I finally
What
got to him on that one.
No, he rolled a nat 20 on a save, so he's like, I ain't affected. I'm just gonna insult you back by spitting at you. But he's not like, I'm gonna insult you back, but I'm also in an incredible amount of pain, so I'm just gonna spit and
Skill
insult you
issue.
that way.
Skill issue that he can't muster up the word himself.
My
Sucks to suck,
God.
homie.
Oh man, I wish I'd checked for something earlier. That's fine. I can
yes.
maybe find one later.
Congratulations on the level 3, everybody. We have finally progressed to the second floor of the prison.
Yep.
Hell yeah!